So these are two gender questions from Sidian. This is Etienne Ross questions.
I believe you got manipulated or duped.
If a tree shakes and somebody says, I'm not sure what's over there, it could be a monkey or it could be a lion,
Monkey?
and someone else goes, oh, it's 100% a lion.
Okay.
Then you look at that guy and go, you're retarded. And the guy will go, why am I retarded? You said it could be a monkey or a lion. I'm just saying it's 100% a lion. Of course, the level of confidence that you assert a claim with is going to be used to criticize how confident you are about the claim. If somebody doesn't know and they say they don't know, but they're open to a possibility versus someone else saying, I know 100% with no evidence, of course you're going to make fun of the guy speaking with more confidence without any evidence of it. Even Muslims, how many died in the Kuwait invasion? How many Kurdish people were killed with chemical weapons? How many people did Saddam Hussein lock up and torture and kill? How many of his political opponents did he...
My idea was to create a platform, and I was in the process of creating, for the time being, my own site, kind of like Destiny's, except I can stream on it.
What was your opinions on Aiden tweeting out there's only 2 genders?
I don't care. I don't even know how many people think there are more than 2 genders. It's such a weird. He's just trying to be edgy. I don't think Aiden has any understanding of any of this shit.
The fact that he said he was trying to be edgy, don't you feel like you were being the same way the way you were talking to Muslim people?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Gideon, the only reason
well, but like, hold on, wait.
was because he lost the debate to a Muslim dude.
If Aiden tweeted out that 2 gender shit and people started sending him like...
That's actually it. He lost the debate about...
I did not lose that debate. I crushed that guy. Dude, that guy was making clips of me 4 days later. If that guy would have performed any worse in the debate, he would have been treated as an apostate. Okay?
You're a sore loser.
I'm not a sore. I crushed it. You can watch it on my channel.
What's the video called if it's still on the internet?
Look for Destiny debates Daniel Hikikaru or some shit, and it's some fucking dude getting laps run around him. Daniel had no idea. Daniel didn't even know who Andrew was. He didn't know he had a brother. He didn't know shit. He was lost at sea. Okay.
That's what makes it.
Do I need
He
this
didn't
house?
even know some key aspects about the case, and he still smoked.
He didn't know any of the aspects about the case.
It's unbelievable.
Your
It's
idea of him
unbelievable.
smoking me was him saying Andrew Tate is a Muslim, therefore he's innocent of all charges. And you're like, oh yeah, of course, yes, our Muslim celebrity brothers.
The debate is over an hour and a half long, and you see how he tried to just summarize it in one sentence? That shows fear. He's trying to put doubt in your heart and make you not even look for it.
You
can go look for it, yeah, watch it.
Guess what?
That's one of the most...
After you got smoked, you started tweeting.
No, it wasn't even. Wait, it was like 2 weeks after. Or it was like a month later. How long ago was it? I debated this guy like months ago on this.
A month of insomnia and just pure rage and anger.
Yeah.
Just, he couldn't believe it. He was like, oh my god, this guy's straight up on my mind.
Bro, that was one of the most brutal debates I've ever had in my life. That guy was completely lost.
Yeah, because you got destroyed.
He had no idea what he was talking about. He didn't know the facts of any of that case.
At the end of the day, I don't feel any different about you, right? You still know how to debate. One loss does not define us, right? This is not boxing. You don't need a clear, perfect record.
Okay,
right?
Cortana.
It's okay. It's okay. At this point, I'm Quran toast, like, whatever, I don't care, but it's okay to lose. But yeah, that's why he did it, Gideon, just so you know.
That makes a lot more sense, because I was like, damn, this nigga's just being Islamophobic for no reason.
Well, not for no reasons, because I hate Islam, okay? There are reasons.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, what the fuck? I'm an atheist, of course.
Yeah, because there's a core tenet in atheism that causes you to hate Islam, right?
Do what?
Like, what, like,
something.
Yes.
If anything, if you're an atheist, that should make you even more even-killed to not care about stuff like that.
Why would I not care? A lot of the backward social values that people from Islamic countries have, they like.
Aren't even talking about you. Like, I'm asking you genuinely.
Please make that argument, Destiny. You are about to make a retarded argument.
No, my argument was that there are a lot of Muslims in Muslim majority countries that draw from like social values that I would dramatically disagree with from their religion. And in general, religions that make claims about like the supernatural and shit are going to be religions that I think make people retarded. I'm not going to agree with these religions.
You know, I experienced the supernatural, Destiny.
That's fine. I would call you retarded for it too. I mean, what do you want me to say? I'm an atheist.
I could literally send you the video. So
Supernatural.
basically, I went to a psychic to troll her.
Okay.
Right? And this bitch knew everything.
JD, I know you're trolling me, right?
I'm being, bro. Literally, anybody
troll
like
guy.
my old subscribers before I privated the video.
Says the
seen it.
troll
Like, I'll
guy.
send you. You can't post the video. I'll send you the link to it. But on everything, like she knew my brother's middle name. She knew I had 3 nieces, and that wasn't even on the internet. What else did she know?
Just
She
look
knew.
that up.
She knew all the things about my videos, even though she never even like seen my channel before. It was crazy. And she knew things about the Pop Smoke case, and I didn't even tell her. I made up a story saying that he was somebody else, but since she had a picture, she was able to like see the stuff about him, and she knew that he died in February, and she knew that he was shot 4 times, and she knew that there was 4 people involved in the case, and bro,
Yeah,
like
just
that
Google
stuff's real,
it.
bro.
You ever heard of cold reading?
called reading? What does that mean?
It's where somebody kind of says a bunch of stuff, and then based on how you respond, they make pretty accurate guesses about your life. You should look it up.
But how did she guess that I had 3 nieces?
I don't know. She might have said a lot of stuff. She might have looked you up online before you went in. She might have known who your stuff.
Oh, she literally lived in
Atheist code, by the way.
Can I ask you a question, Gideon? Can I ask you a question? Did she direct, and let me finish all the way. Did she directly say you have 3 nieces, or did she say, I can feel that you have 3 younger people that you feel good about, and you're like, oh, I do have 3 nieces. Like, did you fill the blank in for her, and then later on you convinced yourself that she knew you had 3 nieces, or did she directly say, I know you have 3 nieces?
Okay, I'm not gonna. Okay, so she said, do you have 3? You have 3 little ones that run around that you don't need to, that you don't necessarily have to take care of. That's what she said.
Yeah, and then let's say you were to say no to that, right? You would dismiss that and you would never bring that up as a she was wrong, right?
So
and then she would keep doing it until she gets it right, and then you would only remember those things she got right. And
you know the first thing she said to me. The first thing she said to me after we did the prayer and everything, she literally said, because okay, so basically, let me give you the whole gist. So basically, what happened was I brought a picture of Pop Smokes, and I got some random underwear, and I put some like chocolate in it, and I said it was his underwear, and I had like this rapper chain that was mine, and like I let her hold the chain, and I printed out a picture of what's his name, Pop Smokes, and she like rubbed the chain. So since I wore the chain, she got my energy, and then the picture of Pop Smokes, she got his energy, and so literally the first thing out the gate, she was like, is he gay? And I was like, no. And she's like, because I'm hearing something that says homosexual. And
the fuck out of here.
No, on everything. That was the first thing she said. That was like, bro, like, there's no way you're just guessing. She didn't say homosexual. She said homosexual. And like,
you sure she's not a fan or something?
That's my merch. That was like my merch. But this is back when I had 200,000 subscribers, so I wasn't even big. And she
your merch is called homosexual?
Yeah, it's not sus, he's a homie.
Yep.
Okay.
Agreed.
And what's it called? So that's the first thing she said. She said homosexual. So like, how the fuck did she guess that? And this is how I know she didn't look me up, because I was gonna tell her like some BS about the case when I was on the phone with her, and she was like, no, I don't want to know nothing about anything. So she cut me off before I could even say anything. I wasn't gonna even give her any information. And then while we were doing the reading, I didn't tell her my name at all, and she was like, I'm seeing Dijon, and she was like, for some reason I'm seeing Dijon Mustard, and people call me like, because my name is Jadon. People like always growing up, they would call me Dijon. Even Pokey, she called me Dijon Mustard. Like that's just what people called me. And so like she was like getting things like on the head. You feel me? So it wasn't like just broad things. She even got stuff about my filmer, and he was just filming. Like she said his aunt's name. She said my brother's middle name. She was guessing so much stuff.
Okay, what did you ask her about the future?
I didn't ask her that, bro. I didn't fucking go there for the future. I was trying to troll her to make a video.
And you freaked out. You freaked out when she started guessing all that shit. Then
she knew this much, and you didn't try to get like details.
I'm not gonna lie. She did tell me when it ended. She said you're gonna be huge. I'm seeing something in the future. She said you're gonna be huge. She said you're gonna be a. She was like, he's telling me that you're gonna be a star. She did say that.
Wow.
But like, I know you guys are probably like, oh, she probably looked you up and everything like that.
She probably could predict correctly.
Well, here's the question: if you're being serious, aren't you Christian?
Yeah, so that's why I privated the video,
well, how do you reconcile that with your Christian belief? Because I'm pretty sure God doesn't allow for shit like that, no?
Yeah, he doesn't. But that's the thing. That's the whole reason why I did it, because I was like, oh, this is some bullshit, you know? Like the joke of the video was supposed to be like, oh, she's getting all this shit wrong, but I'm gonna be like, oh, damn, like Like when she said, is he gay? I was like, damn, she's already starting off on the. But then like she said homosexual, and me and my filmer just fucking looked at each other. We were like, what the. But
so did she strengthen your faith now, or did she make it weaker?
No, definitely. I mean, I didn't need that to strengthen my faith, but like it just made me start thinking. It's like, damn, like there really are like they're dead as these demonic forces out here that like they could talk to people and stuff like that. Like, you know, like these demonic possessions and stuff are real. You know what I mean? It's like no one ever believes me until I show them the video, and then they see the video and they're like, what? Everybody that watches the video, they get such an eerie feeling from it.
Listen, these people, these atheists in the call that don't believe in the supernatural, if you were to ask them where we came from, what would you say, Destiny?
God,
where did we come from as humans? No, we're absolutely gonna do this because you're trying to act like science is not at least in somewhat based in mysticism. So tell me, where do we come from as
The
humans?
same place where you're gonna end up at, the Big Bang, okay?
Oh, so where did the Big Bang come from?
I don't know, good question,
Tell me.
dude.
Cherry, you need a cam on.
Well, just
You're
a big
saying
accident.
you're saying a universe that's 94
This
billion
guy.
light years across, right?
Yeah.
And still ever expanding, came from a point smaller than an atom, right? You say that is not based in mysticism in any way. You're saying that's completely normal. That makes sense.
Dude, I don't want to run down these bullshit Aquinas arguments with you.
Yeah,
okay?
because
I'm good.
no. You're trying right now to shit on people of faith by saying they're illogical, but you need to realize your science itself is based on pure belief.
You're literally
We
playing
all
a
know
God
what
of the
it is.
gaps argument. You're saying since I can't explain literally the most complicated question in the universe, I need to buy into one of what 20,000 different bullshit religions that have existed through all of mankind. That's exactly what
Not
you're saying. You have zero
necessarily.
evidence, zero
Not
proof, zero
necessarily.
idea of how the universe started. Are you going to say, oh well, Allah said it because some user that like came out and wrote it down in a book, and you're gonna tell me that you've got the more logical position? That's such a stupid argument. If you're seriously putting this out, you're retarded. If you're doing it for troll points, then A+. You trolled me, okay?
Steve, are you done soying out?
Yeah.
All right. Make sure you take the TRT. You've been lacking.
I'm good.
But check this out, right?
Yeah, tell
But check
me.
this out real quick, right? You're telling me in a universe, because you recognize that our universe is highly dependent, right?
No,
Like,
no,
everything
that's
is
not
made
true.
of-
That's fallacious. Just because the universe is a certain way doesn't mean it could only be this way. Conceivably, it could have been a million other ways. You don't know that. Yeah, it is the way that it
Oh
is
my
now,
God.
but
Hey, no. Now who's playing the gaps argument? Dipshit. It is the way that it is right now. Don't argue what it could have been. Argue what it is right now.
no, because you're trying to
Isn't
say
the
you're
universe highly
pretending
dependent?
like the way that it is now is the only way that it ever could have been. That's not true. The universe could have been a million different ways. You're trying to say, oh well, since it is the way that it is right now, it must have been fucking designed. You don't know that. We could have been fucking
And
seven
when you
arm
change,
fucking.
and when you change all of
Oh,
those
no, no.
measurements, it doesn't allow for.
Wait.
intelligent
So you're
life.
telling me this universe? You're telling me
Or
this
anyway.
universe that has an intelligent design behind it?
Why do you think it has an
intelligent
intelligent design? There's plenty of unintelligent shit in our fucking universe. What do you mean?
Think about literally the basic things, how your body functions.
Yeah,
how
there's a ton of
everything
inefficiencies
works
about it. Look
together.
at the eye. Why do we have a giant hole to route all our nerves through? What do you
Why-
mean? There's
why
tons of
the
things
fuck-
that don't make sense in
why
the
the-
body.
Doesn't believe in science.
Why the all of our technological advancement and how smart we think we are and all of the inventions that we've made, why can't
Is
we
it
make something
science guy?
that performs better than us and is sentient itself?
What do you mean?
Why
We've
can't
made
we put
tons
some-
of things that outperform humans in different matters. You mean like holistically or what?
I
What are
mean,
you gonna
why
say?
haven't-
What are you gonna say when we do that? Are you gonna suddenly become an atheist if we do manage to create an android that?
Okay, and if I had wings and if I had wheels, I'd be a angel with wheels, dipshit. Stop arguing. What if we did that? We can't do that. Is my argument.
You don't know that we
We've
can't do
never
that. What do you
given
mean we
any-
can't do that?
Okay, show me where it's been done. Show me a
It
single
hasn't
thing
been done
that
yet,
has
but
been
I'm pretty sure in 1968 they probably said we couldn't go to the moon, right? Before we figured out the form of the double helix, they probably said we couldn't map the human genome. Before they made the first microprocessor, they probably said you couldn't have a computer in your pocket. Like, what do you mean? What do you want me to say? There's a ton of things that people didn't think we couldn't do that we've now done, right? Kings and queens don't travel the planet as fast as we do in fucking $5,000 cars. What are you asking?
Little Steve, right now you're arguing from a position of illogic and
Illogic? What did I
irrational
just say?
thought.
You're
It's
saying
absolutely
that
illogic.
if something hasn't been done before, therefore it's not possible to do in the future. That is deductively
Base-
flawed. Not only is your argument
Base-
unsound, it's not
it
even
absolutely
logically
isn't.
valid.
It
You're literally.
absolutely isn't. It absolutely isn't.
No,
Are you
it's
done swaying
not.
out? Are you done swaying out?
I'm not
I'm
sorry.
actually saying I
Why do
don't
we
know.
have to do
Continue.
that? I don't want to do a religion argument with you. I can run circles.
it's
bro,
not- it's
I've been
not-
doing
it's
these
not-
arguments
no,
since I was fucking 17
No.
years old. Okay, please.
And
Don't-
you're
I don't-
failing
make me do
miserably at them, so you
the
need
most
17 more
boring-
years of practice before we get to it.
The
Because
most
right now what you're
boring
trying to do-
religion arguments.
Listen,
Oh my God,
listen,
kill me, please.
Listen.
Yeah.
Hold up. Did you fucking say that the universe made itself when we last spoke
I don't
about
know
this,
if
yes or
the
no?
universe made itself. Right now, that's the current theory, but I don't know the answer. I'm not purporting to know the answer, though. You are.
So you're telling me that
Because of
we can
science.
have a universe, an existence that is completely filled with things that are dependent, an
Hmm,
infinite
this
chain.
news open to
Why are you
ideas.
using
Yeah,
this
but then-
dependent, like
Why
you're using
each other?
some
Why-
dog shit fucking pre-supper argument, like this dependent shit?
I'll tell you why I'm using this, because you can't have a universe that is all dependent on something else. There needs to
Why?
be a singular point.
Why? Why does it need to be?
You
Why
need
can't
to
the
have a
universe be?
single point
Why
of
can't? Why?
independence.
Why can't the universe have been an infinitely existing thing? You don't know that?
Wait, so right now you're going against all scientific theories and everything that has been posed in thousands of years by all sorts of philosophers and scientists. You're telling me that you finally figured it out, and we have an infinite chain of universes, and our existence is not
You
actually
don't know
only
about.
limited
You're,
to the past
do
14,
you understand?
whatever.
Do you understand that you trying to use God to? This is literally the God of the gaps. Okay, God has explained 50 million things, and guess what? Every single time we've investigated a thing, it's been not God. For we have never, of all the millions of scientific mysteries,
It's
never have
awesome.
we discovered that the answer was God. It's always been not God. Why do you think the beginning of the universe would be any different?
So you're telling me right now that there aren't any scientific revelations that are in the Holy Quran, for instance. You're saying that discoveries that were made hundreds of years after the Quran came down are all false.
When did the Quran? When did the Quran? When did the first edition of? Yeah.
1,400 years ago.
1,400 years ago. How long did it take to make the iPhone? Why didn't they have some schematics in one of those hadiths?
Okay.
Again, you see, you keep arguing that I'm using the God of the Gaps.
Did we get any
argument,
kind
but
of like
you're
big
arguing
mathematical? Did we get mathematical truths from the Quran? What did we get from the Quran that was such a big breakthrough?
Absolutely.
Yeah, tell me, please.
You know, please let me send you a link, right? Since
No,
you
just tell
love
me.
to
Link.
Tell me right now. I want to know what big truths, what big
Just
like
one.
cornerstones of physics and philosophy and math and science. What came from the Quran?
Let me send it to you right now.
Okay.
Let me send it to you right now.
Why are we? I don't want to do this right now. Why are you making me do this?
Well, Train, before
up,
they
baby?
Yeah, go ahead.
continue their debate, what do you think about all the stuff I said about the sidekick?
We can talk later about it. I'll have a podcast and we can just talk like casually, like instead of like making it some like negative thing. We can just talk and back and forth. I personally feel like so. Personally, I want her to be real, or I want this individual to be real, and I want it to be a something that exists, because I want magic to exist. I want that spiritual magic to exist. But from the sounds of it, I believe you got manipulated or duped.
Jesus.
Really?
Yeah,
Like wholeheartedly, yes. And the problem is, I would have to
Oh, no.
watch the entire recording
sad.
with you, like the actual recording, right? Like, because the three niece thing, I kind of like asked you if that's how it went. You said that's how it went. So I'm assuming so now I have to get to when you said that she called out the name of your recording artist, or sorry, your film. What's his name? The guy who holds his camera.
Yeah, my filmer is.
Yeah, your filmer's name or whatever, or the aunt, right? Like, did she just like do the same thing? Like, I sense a Michael that's close to somebody in the room. Like, did she say that, or did she say, "Hey, you over there"?
I forget his aunt's name, but it's not like a regular name. You feel me? It's not like a Michael.
Yeah, but if you think, but if you think about what you're doing to make sense of everything that she said, you are filling in the blanks to how it could have made sense, and so you are wowing yourself. She said the information, and you're
yourself.
Because you're piecing it together and wowing yourself, right? So what I mean by that is, when you say, wait a second, that's a weird random name, how could she have gotten that? All she did was say a name. You attributed that's a weird name, she couldn't have known that. You're attributing all the credibilities to her. She's not doing anything to attribute the credibility other than saying a name that you haven't really thought too deeply about to how she could have came to this name, nor I don't think you're remembering the exact specifics of how she even came to say the name in the first place, right? So for example, the three nieces thing, right? The way you presented it, it feels like you believe that she just presented that you have three nieces, but when I made you reiterate what actually happened,
believe it blindly?
you seem to remember, wait a second, she did say, I sense three younger
so
siblings, right, in the circle, right? Once that was made clear to you, you kind of think about it like, wait a second, if I would have said no, I would have just dismissed it, and then she would have kept going until she got one or two things right, and all I would have pointed out was what she got right, and I wouldn't have pointed out the things that she was off about, right? So it's like, I feel like when it comes to the psychics, it's a psychological game with ourselves, where like it depends if you want it to be right or not right. I feel like you can, so sure, it could go against your religion and you don't want it to be right, and it started as a troll, but maybe somewhere deep down you wanted it to be right. You wanted that chaos. You wanted that, because it feels like you're filling the blanks for her and attributing the credibility that you believe she has, but you're attributing it for her yourself without realizing it.
I definitely didn't want it. I mean, like, because the whole point of the video was like, because I never seen anybody troll a psychic before, so I was just like, oh shit, funny, like. That was the whole point. And then where it got weird was when she was saying stuff about the case, I didn't know nothing about his case. But then me and my friends, we rewatched the whole thing raw, and like I would pause and I would really think about like the things that she was saying, and then like it was starting to click what she was talking about, because I didn't get everything at the session. When I started piecing it all together when we were back at the crib, and I was like, That's what she meant by that. Or damn, okay, let's look up this thing about the case, and then I look up things about the case, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that phenomenon in itself, where it didn't hit you until you came back home and you thought about it, like that phenomenon itself is what I'm talking about, right? Like, it requires a certain level of like being in tune with yourself to realize what you just did in that time you left, to sit down like, wait, that's what she must have meant. Your mind's looking for anything to make what she said make sense, because you have attributed a credibility to her that she knows because she's told you she knows because she's a psychic, right? If your mind spent that time from the drive from there to your house figuring out what she could have meant, and you finally figured it out, right? You're looking for that. So you're going to make everything make sense, right? So like if I were to say some shit like, I sense something, you know, someone in this room has an aura of green, right? In that moment, you're like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Then you might go home, right? And some wild shit might come to you where, wait a second, when I was in 2nd grade, I tripped over and I fell into a big puddle of green, and from there, all of my childhood traumas came out to be, right? Then you'd attribute it to that, and you're like, wait a second, how did he know? Like, I believe that when you're general and broad and vague about things you say, everyone, because of how vast the human experience is and how complex it is, you will fill in the blanks for yourself, and it'll make her sound like she's completely right. Does that make sense?
The extent, man.
Like she has to give you full black and white answers on that, in that like moment, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's why like psychics will never do a thing where they're like, oh, your mother, her name is Janice and she was born on January 5th, 1974. Like you'll never ever get an answer like that from a psychic. It'll always be like, do you have like 3 to 4 people that you've had a history with?
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do, Train. Let me.
Can I say this though? Here's what I believe. I believe everything that you went through, it was real. The place we disagree in is this. Okay, so by no means do I want to gaslight and say like what you went through wasn't real. I believe it was real, right? And whatever experience you had, I believe was real. What I'm explaining is I believe it can be explained through logic if we were able to see all the pieces on the board. That's what I genuinely believe.
Wait, Train, you don't believe in the supernatural?
I want to believe in it. Every piece of me wants to believe it. I keep it in my mind that there's a 0.0001% chance somewhere out in the universe or possibly in a parallel world that it may exist. But I understand how highly improbable it is, if not impossible.
Like this, what's the probability of us being alive? You know, it's like, what's the probability of, like, not even in the fact that like we lived this long, but like out of billions of sperms that are on our daddy's balls, like we were the one that made it out. You know what I mean? That like I don't know what the statistics on that is, but it's like, you know, when you really think about it, it's like, damn, like low key.
Yeah, but
I like you won the lottery if you made.
No, but
it
if you think about it this way, see, in my opinion, that's ego in self, right? Because think about it, any person that would have came out, any sperm that would have won would be sitting, would think the exact same thing. Like,
or
hey,
think about it just in the humans that are on the planet right now, right? Like you were lucky enough to be born like in the United States and set at like a pretty decent time. Like imagine if you were born in the US like, you know, 250 years ago, I probably would have sucked shit.
Yeah, but your arguments are dependent on imagine if what happened right now didn't happen. Like it's a cope argument.
No, that's not. It's not dependent on anything. It's showing the folly in the argument of saying, look at what things are like right now. Like things could be a million different ways. Just because it happens to be one thing doesn't mean it was chosen. There's no logic to support that. Like look at how unlikely things are right now. Okay, and that doesn't imply anything else.
You're telling me that your life has no purpose. If I were to believe what you just said, it means your life has no purpose. The reason we developed consciousness and humans came on this planet was completely random and by chance. For us to even spawn on planet Earth and for Earth to be in the Goldilocks zone, in the perfect area where it's not too hot, too cold, everything was complete chance.
First
now,
of all,
no. Want to happen that's complete chance for it to not be random.
First of all, that perfect zone that we're in. Listen, once again, this is ego. You believe that we happen to be in the perfect zone that we're in, but
no,
we are
because scientifically, no.
We are because we exist because we're in that zone. That zone doesn't exist. We don't happen to. We didn't just appear and we
Yes,
happen
the
to be
zones
in the
are rare. The zones are extremely
Yeah,
rare
but if we would have
also.
been a little closer, a little farther,
On
maybe
top of
life would have developed in a different way. It just happened to develop.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
we wouldn't have developed. We'd fucking be dead.
Yeah,
We'd
sure,
be
sure.
too hot
So
for
what?
life to
Yeah, but
develop.
so what?
We also
But so
don't
what?
have
But what
any
does that
evidence
prove?
of any other life either.
No, but right now what
I mean,
you're
to
saying
say,
is
but to
all
say
of
that
these
there is
random
no
chances,
creator
all
and
of-
that it is all random is equally as heinous.
It's not. Hold on, I
Absolutely.
can't
At the
tell.
very least,
Like
it's
the
equally as
IQ.
heinous.
Oh God, the actual religious brains is actually so fucking sad. Just because it's unlikely that the universe would have developed in this way, you're coping because you can't deal with reality. That's the
Well, it's the
definition of
same-
being
You're not
religious.
dealing-
Just say the same.
You
not
can't deal
dealing
with
with
reality. There's like,
you're
oh my
saying
God,
is
isn't they,
these
aren't things
random
really
things-
unlikely right now? Yeah, that must mean there's a guy that watches me masturbate. That's what you sound like. Like, yeah, it's incredibly rare that our planet exists the way that it does, but so what? That's a proof of anything.
Destiny, you've just right now said, yes, it is completely random that a human life developed on planet Earth. Yes, it's completely random.
It's not, I
that
didn't
the
say it was
universe even came into
I didn't
existence.
say it was. No, hold on. Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say it was random. The universe
You
isn't.
just fucking said it was random.
No,
I'll walk it back.
I
It's
said
okay.
no.
Walk it back.
Do you want to know what I believe, or do you want to try to walk back and go for a gotcha?
No, tell me.
That's
Okay,
not
the
too bad.
universe is not random. The laws of physics are not random. That's not true. But just because we don't have purpose doesn't mean we were created at random. The universe is ordered in a certain way, but it doesn't mean somebody installed that order.
So you could explain it, right? So you could explain it. If it's not random, you could logically explain it to me. So explain it. How the fuck did we as human beings develop on planet Earth? How the fuck was it dinosaurs?
Look at the
then us?
difference.
How
Look at
fuck
the
did that
difference.
happen?
Look at the difference of what you're asking me versus what I would ask
I
of
got a
you.
knife.
Right? Good
Bro.
job.
Oh, shitty knife.
It's a shitty knife.
Listen.
No, hold on.
Listen.
You're trying to tell me. You're trying to tell me. No.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
ask me to invent the entire fucking universe. Okay? I can't tell you from start to finish through 17 different disciplines of science how we're here right now. If I could ask you, how did Allah create the fucking universe? How did God create the universe? You wouldn't have a fucking answer for me. You'd go, oh, I don't know. It's mysterious. You'd have no fucking
the
answer at
Quran.
all.
Read the Quran.
Yeah, really? Does it tell you? Is there a detailed step-by-step
That's it.
process for how he fucking made things?
See, it's because that's what you wanted. You want God to say, okay, here's the blueprint. This is the exact same way I built the universe. And you know what? If you want to build a miniature universe in your room, this is how it can happen. You're trying to apply your human logic onto God. That is your problem.
There
right
you
there.
go.
That
So
is
you
one
don't
of the
even
biggest
need
mistakes that you
logic
fall
then.
into.
Like you win. No, you don't even need logic. You win.
No. You're trying to apply what you believe is God-like onto God. You're saying there is no way God is operating in a way that I do not deem God-like. That is the fallacy that you fall into. And that's not what I'm doing.
Okay.
That's not what I'm doing.
So you don't know how God made the universe? I don't know how the universe made the universe. I don't know. I don't know the answer.
No.
Yeah.
But you're the one who's shitting on religious people saying I don't believe in mysticism when you believe in mysticism.
I'm on you because we have a different level of confidence in our beginnings. I'm telling you, I don't know
So
how
now it's because I'm more confident than you. You
Toronto,
feel
Yeah,
Toronto.
no, of course,
Yeah,
Sherlock.
that's how
If there's
things-
That's the problem with you. Why do you have a problem with me believing way more in what I believe versus you believing in your atheistic view of the world?
Let me know
So
when you're
now
done.
it's
And
a-
no, shut the fuck up, Trent. Let me know when you're done so I can respond without you slowing the. Let me know when you're done.
Go ahead.
Okay, if a tree shakes and somebody says, I'm not sure what's over there, it could be a monkey or it could be a lion, and someone else goes, oh, it's 100% a lion. Then you look at that guy and go, you're retarded. And the guy will go, why am I retarded? You said it could be a monkey or a lion. I'm just saying it's 100% a lion. Of course, the level of confidence that you assert a claim with is going to be used to criticize how confident you are about the claim. If somebody doesn't know and they say they don't know, but they're open to a possibility versus someone else saying, I know 100% with no evidence, of course you're going to make fun of the guy speaking with more confidence without any evidence of it. No shit.
You're done?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Let me respond to your very disingenuous fucking analogy with another one. If I were to get you a cup of water and I told you I did not pour this cup of water, matter of fact, I didn't make this cup, I didn't buy this cup, it just fucking appeared in front of me out of nowhere. It just created itself. And you'd look at me and say, yeah, that's completely possible. Even if you're not confident in it. If I were to say no, there is an intelligent design behind this
What are
cup
the
being poured,
exist,
behind this cup being made, and somebody made it. There is an origin from where this cup comes from. Why the fuck then would you look at me as the crazy one versus you who fucking believes that this cup formed in its place without anybody doing anything to it? How the f am I the crazy one? Just because I believe that there's an intelligent designer to the universe and you believe that everything came out of pure coincidence, pure chance, and everything has absolutely no purpose. Just because I believe in my way of life way more than you do yours does not necessitate you come at Muslims or come
It's
at
like
people of
a
faith.
million shitty arguments from like fucking the year 100 for like the existence
Yeah,
of God.
somehow you can't respond to
I
it. Somehow you
literally
respond
can. I
with
can
shit
tell
arguments.
you. Yeah, I can tell you. It's just boring, and you're not gonna understand it because you're So your whole life is built around this shit. You understand that, right? Even if I logically prove whatever, you're never gonna disagree with what you believe in.
So why do those arguments exist? Why do people ever?
They're dog shit arguments. I don't know why people still use them. You're using something called the clockmaker analogy, right? If a person puts a watch in a bag and they break it with a hammer and they say, how many times can I shake this bag for me to create a watch? And you go, oh, well, it seems like that would never happen. And then they go, oh my God, well, that's what the universe is. How many times can you shake up random particles and make the universe? Therefore, boom, the universe must have been created by somebody, just like a person would have created the clock or the watch that went in the bag. That's the argument. But it's a dog shit argument because it's not a good parallel for the universe, because the universe could have been something that always existed. It could have been there since the beginning of time. Maybe time started from the beginning of the universe. It's not. You're not going to let me finish? Are you going to let me finish? We don't know what happened at the beginning of the universe. I can't give you the answer to that. Just like you can't tell me how God created the universe. The difference is I'm willing to be honest. I'm willing to be honest and say I don't know the answer, but you're sitting here telling me, well, I definitely know the answer, even though you can't even explain how it happened.
Okay, no, let me explain it to you. You're not only quote unquote willing to be honest, you're willing to go shit on millions of people because you don't believe in anything and you're unsure of your position, and you hate that there are people that exist on planet Earth that are sure of their position and actually have a faith that they follow and a moral guideline that they adhere to.
None of that has anything to do with, I don't know what any of the morals or anything have to do with anything.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. I'm just explaining why you're soying out, right? If you believe that a monkey could write the entirety of Shakespeare given infinite time.
Yep.
That's what you believe, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Because given enough time, things could set themselves up in a way that we could create this universe that we live in. Right? That's what you believe. If enough time passes, we're gonna come into existence again. When we die, enough time could pass that we come back into existence billions, if not trillions or quadrillion years from now.
Possibly, yeah.
That's what, exactly. So you believe these things.
I don't know if I'm... Okay, well, if you want to argue against a straw man, go for it. Not against go for it, dude. Go for it. No, dude, not so strong.
No, yes or no, do you believe in it?
My position, when you ask me if I believe in it, I say it's possible. I don't know where the science is at on those things, but I'm not going to tell you 100% I know for a fact those are true things. I don't know if that's true or not. You're stating that. If that's what science believes right now, I guess I would, but I'm open for those things changing in the future. I don't have a religious belief baked into myself that requires me, that necessitates me to believe things about reality, unlike you. 2 days ago, you literally bragged that my religion hasn't changed since it first started. Like, that's somehow a positive.
It absolutely is a positive. If it changed, then I could have no ground to stand on.
Yeah.
I argue with you if it changed.
Is there any other thing in life besides your religious belief where you think it would be good if somebody says, oh yeah, I'm never ever gonna change this. I'll never change this.
Yeah, if you're a person that doesn't kill, right? Don't change it. That's a good thing. Absolutely. No matter what. I believe that's okay. Do you argue against it? No. Again, you're trying to paint this image, right? Your position is, I don't know. That's your position. Your true position is, I have no clue. If the science tells me that we came out of a giraffe's asshole, I'll believe it.
Yep.
But I hate what you believe in because you take it into your heart 100% and you believe it to be the truth.
No, that's not true. That's not, wait, you think that's what I believe?
Then what the f do you believe then? If it's not that,
I don't have strong beliefs about the beginning of the universe because I don't think we know the answer to it, but I don't think it's necessary for me to develop a moral compass.
No, but that's not the only thing that faith gives you. Right now, your biggest gripe with faith is you don't believe that it logically explains certain things that you want to be explained, but that is not the totality of faith itself. If you were to look in the Quran, it's not only a book of fables and stories and what happened in the past. No, it actually tells you how to live your life righteously. Now, why the fuck would you have a problem with that? Why would you go out of your way to hate people of faith for having a moral guideline? Why would you be inflammatory to people just because you don't have anything to base your morals on? Why? It doesn't make any sense. You have no solid.
Let me know when you finish. Oh, you're just gonna finish it for me? Why even ask me the fucking question if you're just gonna answer for me? But go ahead. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Preach, my dude. Go ahead.
No.
Oh, do I get to actually answer it? Was that an actual question, or was that just another opportunity for you to fucking ramble? The reason why I don't like it is because when people base their ethical positions on fairy tales, it's impossible to move them from those ethical positions. That's why I don't like ethics that come from religion.
Your arguments are not good enough then. It's a you problem.
How am I supposed to argue against God?
Here's the problem. If you genuinely could show objectively, without a shadow of a doubt, that this is wrong, you're telling me that their cognitive dissonance is so powerful and that their belief that this is the word of God is so strong that they can't see what you deem as logically sound. Is that what you're telling me right now?
How the fuck am I? Bro, you retards kill each other all the time in the Middle East. What the fuck? I can't even Muslims don't
So mad.
Even Muslims don't agree. I can't answer anything. Oh, you're just gonna keep rambling. You're gonna keep rambling. Literally divide. You're gonna keep rambling. You're gonna keep rambling. I don't get to answer a single fucking question. You're asking me. Your question was how. Your question is how am I supposed to convince people of some shit being true? Even Muslims don't agree on what real Islam is. How the am I gonna do
That
that?
is false. The core tenets of Islam is agreed upon. If you were to ask any Muslim whether they're Shia, Sunni, Salafi, Wahhabi, I don't
He's
care
copying.
what they are. If you were to ask them what are the core tenets of Islam, Arkan al-Iman, they'll tell you anything. They'll tell you the same thing. Every single one of them. The core tenets of Islam are agreed upon. What makes you a Muslim is agreed upon. It's just your lack of knowledge and your lack of understanding when it comes to Islam that paints this negative image.
You
And
can say it's
argue
my
against
lack
something
of
that you have
understanding.
no idea about.
Oh my God.
That's your problem.
Do you think that all Muslim countries believe in the same things but have the same social values?
They, for the most part, all Muslim countries, when it comes to the core tenets of Islam.
Why do you
what
mean
makes
core
you a
tenets?
Muslim,
When I'm talking about
they
things like
believe
gay
in it.
rights, right? I don't care about the core tenets, okay? I'm talking about how does it come out at the end of the day in their
That's
social
what makes-
positions.
no, but that's what makes you a Muslim. That's your problem. That's what makes you a Muslim. Obviously, there's some minor disagreements about certain things, but that won't take you out of the fold of Islam.
My
You're trying to act
bad.
like their differences makes them completely separate.
I
and
didn't
it
say
doesn't
it
make
makes them
Muslim.
completely separate, but it makes them
That's what
different.
you were-
I said
that's what
it
you're
makes them
inferring.
different
You're
enough to
being
want to kill each other over it. That's a pretty big fucking difference.
Again, another disingenuous argument. If it was genuinely as bad as you're trying to make it seem, you wouldn't have a nation that is ruled by Sunnis and is majority Shia, like Bahrain, for instance. You wouldn't have nations that are completely separate.
I don't know if
that
Bahrain
people
works
still comfortably
peacefully.
live in.
Fucking
No, no,
Iraq
you-
used to be a majority fucking what Sunni
And
country
what
ruled by
fucking-
Shias or a majority Shia country ruled by Sunnis, and that had a of violence that
happened?
related to it. It fell apart because everybody felt like they were being fucking oppressed
Why did it fall apart?
for a variety of reasons. Because Saddam Hussein was a lunatic because fucking.
it was because of your filthy, degenerate country and the type of shit that they do once a country does not adhere to what they think
Really?
is
And you
correct.
don't think the people
is
in
it.
that country that were being locked away and murdered and tortured by Saddam Hussein didn't have complaints? Are you gonna sit here? Why the everybody cheering? Why is everybody fucking clapping when they on him, dude?
Oh, perfect. No, thank you for bringing that up. You know the famous person that actually clapped, that took down the statue of Saddam Hussein, approximately 5-6 years later, was interviewed again by Al Jazeera, and the man was crying, begging for Saddam Hussein back, and he said it was a mistake to allow those Americans in. The most unjustified invasion of a Muslim country or any country, 1 million civilians killed, and you're trying to pin that
A
on-
million
it's
civilians?
like-
Oh, we're gonna use the fake numbers now? We're gonna use the fake numbers
now?
Hold on, let me finish. And guess what? That was done by your people,
Yeah,
your
okay.
American people.
Oh, sure.
The greatest
How many
nation
died in the
planet
Kuwait
Earth,
invasion?
right?
How many Kurdish people were
Doesn't
killed with chemical
blame me.
weapons? How many people did Saddam Hussein lock up and torture and kill? How many of his political opponents did he kill when he came as prime minister?
I'm telling you right now, Iraq would have been 1 billion times better with Saddam Hussein than what you guys did to Iraq. Like,
Yeah, maybe
Just
for some
derailing the
people.
conversation.
ISIS and Qaeda and all sorts of terrorist cells.
Not
That's
anymore.
That's what happened with Iraq. That's what happened with Iraq. There you go.
Okay.
So don't talk to me about the reason why Iraq is the way it is because of the different opinions between sects. That's disingenuous. That's a garbage argument. You know you stand on nothing when you say that.
You think
So guess
Saddam
what?
Hussein was a good guy? I just want to hear that. You think Saddam Hussein was a good dude?
Shout out my Saddam Hussein, okay, my boy.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay,
That's the Somalian you speaking. Don't worry. I got it.
Absolutely. Because guess what? I will always side. You know what? Gaddafi was a good guy as well. Because I will never side with the disgusting, degenerate, nasty, satanic terrorists, which is the United States of America.
Gotcha.
Okay, your favorite black president, Barack Hussein Obama, by the way, the man who's bombed my country more than any other president. But not only my country, you could add Syria to that. You could add Afghanistan to that. I'm telling you right now. America is literally the nation of terrorists, but you guys feel so comfortable painting the rest of the world as villains.
No one is talking about the rest of the world. Who are you preaching to right now? Who's talking about the rest of the world right now?
I'm talking about you. Look at you in the Middle East. You're
Oh
so
my
destabilized.
God, look at
at
him
you,
go.
Muslim
Look
nation.
at you
Look
go.
at you guys killing each other. Look at all of you guys hurting each other.
Oh my,
because you
you're
can't
like
agree
Batman
when it
trying to
comes
beat up the
Islam.
Joker right now. That's what you're doing right now.
False. That's absolutely. You know, your hair is blue, not green. You fuck. But your problem is right now. It's what? I'll tell you what your problem is.
Tell me.
You're trying to act like Muslims disagree on the core tenets of Islam. And
I
that's
didn't say they disagree on the core tenets of Islam.
You said we can't agree when it comes
I said
to
they
Islam.
disagree enough to kill each other. It seems like they have some pretty big disagreements.
And guess what that is?
Yeah, tell me what that is.
You're overblowing.
I'm overblowing it? Oh,
situation.
okay. My
Yes. Because I promise you, if it was that bad, I wouldn't have been alive by now. Because I was born and raised in the Middle East.
Oh,
So
because
again,
you happen to
that's
be.
what
There
you
might be some poor other Islam kid that got killed, and you might have been him, but here you are.
Oh, I'm sure. And you might have been the hillbilly that got by his uncle and has to live with him for the rest of your life. But guess what? You came out as a blue-haired midget. So I guess you won. I don't know. Again, your whole arguments
Yeah,
are bent
Tom.
on I could have, I would have, I been have. Like,
And
what
your
the fuck
arguments
is
are
wrong with
based
this?
on this god, not the 4,827, but this
No,
one
I'm
is actually
sorry.
the right one that made the whole universe and did all that shit. I can't explain how, but trust me, he did it.
Yeah,
He's
and your
coming back
argument
soon.
is,
I swear to God, the next one's coming. Okay, it was 1,500 years ago. We just need like 200 more years, and he'll come to fulfill all of his bullshit as promises. I promise.
Yeah, and your argument was I don't know where we're from, but I don't believe in mysticism. I hate all of these people that believe in, you know, the supernatural. But guess what? I 100% believe that the universe and every
Did I say
single
that?
thing that's
100%
contained
believe?
within it.
Oh my God. You're like
no,
a dude in the field swinging bats at scarecrows. I don't know who the arguing with right now.
Can I continue? Can I continue? Have I got you worried? Are you shaking? Do your feet
I'm
even
so
touch
scared,
the ground when you sit in that chair? By the way, do your feet even touch the ground? But let me finish real quick. Right now, what you're arguing
Good
is,
one.
I don't know where we come from. I have absolutely no clue. My belief is completely based in mysticism and lack of knowledge. But what I hate is these religious people and their faith and their adherence to their faith and their belief. I despise these people. I hate them because guess what?
Yeah.
They have something I don't have. And you know what that is, which you don't have?
Blind faith and adherence to some bullshit book
Not
that's thousands of years
no.
old. I'm so jealous.
They have the truth on their side,
Oh.
and that's what you can't
The
handle.
truth.
You can't
Okay.
handle-
That thing.
you
Everybody
can't handle
seems like they
absolute
have it,
belief
but
and
they're all
faith.
so different. Isn't that weird how that works? Everybody thinks they've got the truth. They're all so different. Isn't that weird?
As a Muslim man, to all my Abrahamic faith brothers and sisters, to my Christians and Jews, you will all be welcome in the kingdom of heaven as well. I promise you that, okay? All of these divides that are being created by all of us is foolish, and it's done by atheist demons such as Destiny, right? Our differences are not that great. Now, I can vouch for all them other niggas, right? I'm gonna keep it G with you right now, okay? I'm not gonna talk about them motherfuckers, but when it comes to the Abrahamic faiths, we're good, right? But you know what? Who's not gonna make it in heaven? The
Atheist.
blue-haired demon in the call right now, absolutely. How dare you? Like, God gave you
I
everything, and you
didn't
don't
believe
even
it.
acknowledge his
Well,
existence.
he gave me everything, including a G-spot in my asshole. So fuck. What am I supposed to
Yup.
believe in? You know?
That you don't use.
That's the only thing you make use of.
Good one.
Out of everything that God gave you, you just
No,
want to use the thing in your
present.
ass.
He doesn't use it.
Someday I will.
Man.
Don't worry.
I mean, I did say that, you know, he's bisexual just for, you know, the protection.
True.
Yo, Trainwrecks.
What's up, baby?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've been watching a lot of Kick.
Hey, we gotta get you on here, bro. Obviously, we gotta, get moderation on and, get some of the bad content gone. But we gotta get you on here, bro.
Bro, the only thing is, like, every time I see Aiden post a clip, like, that boy literally has to, he has to blur out his chat for the entire video.
Yeah, I mean, I've made that clear publicly and to him. Like, his chat needs heavy moderation. Like, it's
Keep in mind, that's Aiden's choice. He could have mods and he could moderate the chat.
it's
It would look
just him.
fine.
I mean, look at Destiny's chat. Go to my chat. Like, if you like, next time I go live, go to my chat. Like, everything's banned instantly. Like, I don't even. People can't even type the word night in my chat because of the first 3 letters of night. I don't even.
Wait, KNI?
No, NIGHT.
Good one.
So, like, I like, it just depends on the streamer of what they want. I think Aiden wants that faster chat as if everyone's, there. So I think just allows everything to move fast, right? So for that reason, he has 0 barriers. Like, chat is just like anywhere else on every platform. It's up to the
I didn't
streamer.
even know Destiny
It's
was
still
live. I thought you guys were just talking.
No, sorry. No.
Are people actually
Yeah,
streaming like porn on there? Or was that just a joke?
Going
Was
bad.
it just a troll? Or...
I mean, the porn thing, let's be real. Like, I'm going to keep it $150. Yeah, like, we're 4 months in, right? We're in beta. Like, moderation, there's little to none. We're, building a team around that.
But
Yeah.
is that against TOS?
Yes, it is. Porn's against TOS, nudity is against TOS, hate speech is against TOS. Like, all these things are the case. Like, people just like
Make an
to.
account and then somebody says something about making porn.
I was
No,
I was like,
I
all right,
hopped
come
into
on.
a couple Aiden streams, and I saw, like, the first night he was watching The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, and then the second night he was watching The Wolf of Wall Street. Can you watch movies on stream on Kick?
I can't answer that. What I will say is no, but just I mean,
Yes,
Right
exception.
now, I can answer this because I'm not employed with this site.
I watched Gordon
Right
Ramsay
now,
on
the-
Twitch. You're right.
The site's probably flying under the radar. You're probably safe to do what you want, but I mean, like, it's probably not legal. And if you get DMCA'd, you're gonna have to take it down, or Kick will take it down. But like, you're
Yeah, let's
probably
put it
okay
that way.
for now.
There we go. Thank you, Destiny. Like, it's right.
You can watch the Super Bowl, it's okay, but don't watch Gordon.
Well, careful. You don't want to bring that kind of attention.
Also, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like, it looks cool. Like, there was some kid the other night, he was just streaming Madden, and he looked like he was having a blast. So I donated him like 600 subs.
Jesus.
Yep, and he got most of it, bro.
And he did. He got 95% of it. And
Yeah, bro. Every time you give them any subs, tell them to check the
Nice.
revenue page. They always freak out, bro. We've been conditioned by Twitch to think it's acceptable and appropriate and generous of them to give us 49% of our sub revenue. It's wild. Like, it's disgusting. Like, people want to talk about capitalistic corruption. Like, shit. I mean, motherfuckers.
I'm not gonna
are-
lie. I think the biggest selling point with me for Kick is not even like the money, but it's more of the fact of like, damn, if this thing can be the thing that like takes down Twitch and stuff like that, it's like I could be looked at as an OG, you know, like with YouTube. Even whenever I hit 10 million subscribers, I'm never gonna be looked at as like a founder because, you know, I didn't start posting videos until what, 2019. But it's like this is like, oh shit, okay, I was one of the first streamers to actually migrate over and stuff like that. It's,
Oh, for sure.
Like
And
I have like a lot of good ideas.
Isn't
Like,
it started by creators?
What,
Like, that's a
Kick?
good selling point too. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I pitched the idea, and Eddie also had the idea, and we kind of it like ended up working because like so my idea was to create a platform, and I was in the process of creating for the time being my own site, kind of like Destiny's, except I can stream on it. And then we ended up coming together and saying, yo, like, you know, I have the vision, I have the experience, and you know they have the funding. And you know, as long as it's, you know, two separate entities, and you know it's, you know there's other investors involved and other things going on, and we can get something done, why not? So that ended up happening. I ended up taking the other projects, kind of combining it into one, and now we're here. So yeah, I guess like I'm kind of the creator side of things, and fortunately for the creators on the outside,
Wala
you know, I'm
magkapetisyan
not one of those.
Identities.
I'm more in the middle, so I'm gonna benefit
And
all
YouTube,
sides.
ano.
I'm not one of those fucking PG-13 pussies. So, yeah.
I feel like that kind of helps a little bit too, because it's like
Oh, for sure.
made by creators for
over
creators.
here is I
But
think-
yo, Gideon, real quick, just to confirm for you, I will say this. I will confirm this. It is something that, like Eddie and myself, we talk about very often. Like as far as like you saying, like, you know, just having that kind of title or that credibility. Like we talk about people that like start with us this early. Like, I mean, that there is going to be things that, you know, the people who come early, like, you know what I mean? Like, you feel me? Like, I don't want to say much, but you know,
I
we
don't
see it.
know.
That's what I'm trying to say. It is a conversation that we have all the time. Like, yo, and the people that start early, that people come with. You know what I mean? Like,
also,
we
I
notice
love
it,
you
and
guys,
there's
but
gonna be-
I need to go eat in gym, okay?
Yeah.
I might be back
Same
later.
Oh, you're leaving, bro? Come on.
I have to do my shit because I didn't wake up
No,
early
no.
today. Okay, I'm sorry.
Det var så vidt, at kameraet sender, og så vil vi gøre kameraet sender. Han betyder det, hvornår så